Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, the top Republican in the Senate, says the bill that combines Ukraine and Israel funding with new immigration restrictions appears to be dead.
It looks to me and to most of our members as if we have no real chance here to make a law.
The bipartisan deal quickly faced opposition from former President Trump and Republicans in the House. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he still plans to hold the first vote on the bill tomorrow. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with leaders in Qatar today ahead of his visit to Israel. In a news conference alongside Qatar's Prime Minister, Blinken said the claims by Iran-backed militants that their attacks on U.S. troops and cargo ships are in support of the Palestinian people is a cover for their true intent.
They are all fundamentally about Iran's quest for power.
Blinken is in the Middle East to secure the release of hostages in Gaza and prevent a wider regional conflict. Southern California getting a break from the torrential rains that it's experienced this week, but more rain is on the way. LA Fire Chief Kristen Crowley also says that landslides could increase as the ground gets more saturated.
307 mudslides. 35 incidents of buildings requiring inspection due to mudslides and slope failures.
The area has received a year's worth of rain in the past day or so. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
Well, we have less snow this winter. It's meant less aggravation for snowplow drivers, but UDOT is actually hoping it stays this way so they can keep more money for other projects. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has details.
UDOT spokesperson John Gleason says they're always going to make safety-related work like plowing and filling potholes the priority. So when they spent more than 1.5 times what they were expecting to spend on plowing snow last year, they had to shift a lot of money away from non-essential projects like drainage work and mowing and trimming vegetation off the side of the road. However, this year they're slightly under budget coming out of January, so if they keep this pace up, they'd have more room to do some of that non-essential work.
It all depends on Mother Nature. She always gets the last word. Governor Cox is backing a resolution that rejects a proposed land exchange with the federal government near Bears Ears. The state had worked out an understanding on a land trade, but the resolution rejects that deal. Representative Casey Snyder, the sponsor, says the state of Utah would manage those lands better than the federal government. If your passport expires in the next year, a special fare is coming to Utah that could make renewal easier. Senator Mike Lee was on Inside Sources today. He said the State Department will be hosting several passport fairs throughout February.
This is going to be great. Between those passport fairs and the great work that my staff and my Utah casework team has alone helped process over 600 passports for Utah residents just in 2023 alone.
The series of fairs begins the 13th in Ogden, day before Valentine's Day, and it lasts through the 17th around the state. KSL News Time, 3:05. There's a push to change the name of Redskin Knolls in Tooele County. KSL.com reports the Lakota People's Law Project is urging the Interior Department to change the name and create, quote, a different cultural reality. The group's leader says the name Redskin Knolls comes from a different time frame. It's a landmark that rises to about 7,000 feet. KSL News Time, 3:06. First look traffic. Ricky's here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jeff. Kind of a quiet start to our afternoon drive home on the Valley Freeways. No problems there. But in Draper, we have a traffic light flashing at the intersection of 1300 East and Highland Drive, and it's going to stay that way for the next few days while crews are there to repair some work in the area. Ricky Meeson, the KSL Traffic Center.
And my minute of news is on the way next. Stay right here.
Finally, good news. Mortgage rates have come down and are getting better. This is Jason with American Home Loans. We have a new program at 5.75% fixed for 30 years. Yes, 5.75% fixed rate. After you do your loan with us, if rates go down by 0.5% or more, we will refinance you at no cost to you. We can refinance you every 6 months at no cost as rates continue to come down. If you're in the market to purchase, get your rate locked in at 5.75%. If you need to streamline your current FHA loan, do it at 5.75% fixed rate. Give us a call at 801-262-2221. That's 801-262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. 5.75% is a great rate to buy or refinance. Remember also that doing a loan with us allows you to refinance at no cost every time the rates go down by 0.5% or more. We have over 30 years of experience. American Home Loans, 801-262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com.
5.98% APR. NMLS 245422. Equal housing lender.
I am a soul line dance instructor.
This is Rhonda.
I just love dancing, so I was always willing to dance through the pain, but it was really starting to catch up with me. I've had foot pain, leg pain, everything pain.
And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I was using any and everything that I could to help alleviate the pain.
None of that worked. Until...
Since visiting the Good Feet store and incorporating the arch supports into my life, I definitely have not felt the pain. I can't even really verbalize just how much better I feel. My mood and my energy has just drastically improved. I'm still actually in awe. Wearing the arch supports and being pain-free now, I am able to dance longer. Dancing is just a joy.
Now that is one heck of a Good Feet story.
I do want to tell everyone about it.
And now you have.
So, yeah.
See how we can help you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Stop by the Good Feet store in Farmington, Riverton, or Sandy for a free fitting. Call 1-800-NEW-FEET or visit mygoodfeet.com.
Bigger stories demand more accountability, more experience, more trust.
If it's like an election day or we're expecting some bad weather, KSL presents the story. Unbiased. It's a good local source.
We have you covered at KSL News Radio.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. It's staggering. Do you know how many young people want to be social media influencers? According to a survey by Morning Consult, 86% of people ages 13 through 38 want to get paid to post stuff and call it their career. 86%, almost everybody. So you see the problem. If everybody's an influencer, there's nobody left to influence. Plus, it's hard work. By the numbers, Adobe reports 14 million Americans make money off their posts. Each and every one of them is constantly coming up with new ways to grow their audience. It's kind of like, I got it. I know. We'll live in an RV. We'll buy costumes for the dogs and reenact the sound of music. Yeah. That's exactly what 49-year-old Rachel Johnson did. And now at the tax deadline, she's trying to convince the IRS the dog costumes for Fruity Cake and Peanut Brickle are legit deductions. Tommy King of St. Augustine, Florida, makes Fortnite videos. This guy spent $1,000 in real money buying virtual outfits for his avatar. The IRS said okay. Imaginary clothing is a legitimate business expense because Tommy makes a good living playing Fortnite. He's living the dream and he has the receipts to prove it. Literally, you got to save them to get the deduction. So think about it. These 16-year-olds.
I am 16 going on 17.
Sorry, these 16 going on 17-year-olds have accountants and work their tails off. The job is to make it look easy. The 86% of you who dream of being an influencer don't realize it's a business like any other. You gotta work to make the
dough. Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the Nines, brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
Kind of a quiet start to our Tuesday afternoon drive home on your Salt Lake County freeways. Normal KSL travel times on I-15, 215, I-80, and the 201. Crash-free, delay-free on I-15 in Utah County. And looking good in the higher elevations, I-80 and Parley's Canyon. Steve?
Yeah, same thing. Easy start to your afternoon drive up north. Regular speeds and travel times now between downtown Salt Lake and South Willard. If you're traveling on I-15 either way. Southbound 89 already busy, though, at Harrison Boulevard. Good speeds on 215 on the West Belt and Legacy between I-80 and Park Lane in Farmington. Don't let tax problems ruin your life. Let Utah tax attorney Jordan Wilcox handle the IRS so you don't have to. Visit TaxHelpUT.com. That's TaxHelpUT.com. Steve Carlson at the KSL Traffic Center.
Predominantly cloudy skies today with a high of 53, then a better chance for rain the second half. Overnight, 37 with a chance for showers. 46 tomorrow, cloudy with a chance for showers. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
We're at 50 degrees. We have rain around Salt Lake City. Hey, turns out President Trump doesn't have complete immunity. That's from today's court ruling. We'll go in depth coming up. We're streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com or on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night. Such a beautiful sight.
It's not a fight. My wife and I skirmish over the guest bedroom. Nobody's staying there, and I say, shut the heating vent, close the door, let's save some money. My wife then tells me, well, Mike says you should keep all the vents open so your heating system works at maximum efficiency. Mike is Mike Wilson from Any Hour Services. He's our marriage counselor. And I say, my darling, Mike's been in the studio, and you've heard him say that you can close up to 20% of your vents, but never any more than that. So I close up the guest bedroom, and then I come home from work, and it's open. I don't say a word because that's love. Let Mike and the team at Any Hour Services do marriage counseling or HVAC repair in your home. Call Any Hour for the manufacturer-recommended and inexpensive furnace tune-up and keep your home and your marriage warm. But don't trust me. Check their 19,000 Google reviews and call 801-443-7400 or visit anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners and marriages than Any Hour Services.
Where does a journey to wellness begin? Do you start looking for diet ideas? Or searching for exercise plans? Actually, you don't have to look far. Just look to the first two letters of the word wellness. We means you don't have to figure it out yourself. It means your hopes and challenges are a perfect match for our knowledge and resources. It means anything you want to achieve, together, we can achieve better. Because wellness begins with we. Intermountain Health. The power of we.
This President's Day, redefine relaxation with Bullfrog Spas. Get exclusive factory savings of up to $3,000 off MSRP, coupled with an instant factory rebate of up to $1,500. Plus, with special 36-month financing available, luxury and comfort are more convenient than ever. Don't miss your chance to turn your backyard into a retreat of tranquility. Act now and save big at your nearest Bullfrog Spas factory store.
Bullfrog Spas. Peaceful body, peaceful mind, peaceful home.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
For a limited time, open a 9-month certificate from Cyprus Credit Union and get 5.6% APY. Learn more at a branch or visit cypruscu.com.
Thanks for joining us. KSL News Time 3:15. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
property crimes are on the rise in the Ballpark neighborhood, according to the community council chair, but she says recent business changes in the area are making a positive difference. I'm KSL News Radio's Amy Kobe.
Second, the state has asked for independent testing on death row inmate Ralph Menzies after his lawyer said that he's not competent enough for execution. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
It's a new accident on southbound I-15. It's after 2100 South, but prior to 33rd South. It's already moved out of traffic over to the right shoulder, so you're not going to see any kind of delay in the area. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Cloudy with some showers, especially later in the day. I'm Matt Johnson.
50 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
From ABC News. Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of Michigan school shooter Ethan Crumbley, found guilty on all counts in her involuntary manslaughter trial. The prosecution argued she could have prevented her son's 2021 rampage that left 4 students dead. ABC's Trevor Ault is in Pontiac, Michigan.
She could be looking at many years here, maximum of 15 years in prison for each of these 4 counts, totaling up to potentially 60 years in prison, as now this second trial for her husband, James Crumbley, is looming. And now that they've had this guilty verdict, that's certainly possibly not going to bode well for him once he gets to the trial.
Her husband's trial gets underway next month. Jennifer Crumbley will be sentenced in April. Less than 48 hours after it was released, the bipartisan foreign aid bill that would reform asylum laws and ramp up deportation seems doomed.
The impending death of the deal is leaving Democrats feeling wounded and angry. It was Republicans, they note, who insisted that Ukraine aid couldn't flow without an agreement to secure the U.S.-Mexico border.
How could you negotiate with people like this?
Senate Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans are taking their orders from former President Trump. Schumer's GOP counterpart Mitch McConnell had been a champion of the border deal.
But it looks to me and to most of our members as if we have no real chance here to make a law.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
The House is expected to vote this evening on whether to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over his handling of the border. Southern California is getting a bit of a break from the nonstop days of rain. Officials say there have been more than 300 mudslides in L.A. since the rain started on Sunday. The risk of mudslides could remain for days. You're listening to ABC News.
And now the in-depth on KSL. A federal appeals court has rejected former President Trump's argument that he could do anything he wanted while president with complete immunity. ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes joins us live. Let's find out what this means. So, Royal, first of all, thanks for being here. The president had argued that he could commit crimes, even murder, and he'd be protected from the consequences. If I'm correct, that did not fly.
Did not fly at all, Jeff. And in fact, during the oral argument, that specific question arose. One of the judges asked a Trump lawyer, well, gee, if Mr. Trump ordered his SEAL Team 6 guy to kill a political opponent, are you saying he'd be immune from criminal prosecution? And the lawyer said, well, yeah, you could impeach him and convict him, but you couldn't take him to criminal court. And clearly the judges were not buying that. And now, of course, Jeff, the drama shifts to the U.S. Supreme Court because inevitably Donald Trump will ask them for relief.
So what's the impact on his court cases with today's appeals court ruling?
Well, this particular judgment stated that as long as Donald Trump goes to the U.S. Supreme Court within the next week or so, their ruling will just be on ice. It'll be stayed because the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, of course, will defer to the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, Trump has up to 90 days to go to the U.S. Supreme Court, and that would help him to run out the clock. But as a result of this decision, he may feel forced to go to the high court very quickly. And then if they take up the case, it's curtains for a trial this year in Washington, D.C. against Donald Trump. But if they reject the case, it's very likely that the D.C. Circuit trial judge will get the trial back on track, and we could get a jury verdict before November.
All right, it's easy to get in the weeds here. Meantime, while that clock is ticking, another Trump case goes before the U.S. Supreme Court on Thursday?
That's right. This was the insurrection case. Remember, Colorado decided that Donald Trump was an insurrectionist, so he should be bounced off of the ballot, and other states are joining in that argument. Well, the U.S. Supreme Court some weeks ago said, well, we'll take that case, and they scheduled oral argument for this Thursday, Feb 8th. So we should be able to read the tea leaves from the questions from the justices and get a good idea, but nobody's really betting much on the idea that the Supreme Court would go along with the right of individual states to kick Donald Trump off the ballot.
So there's the update. ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes, as always, eye-opening. KSL News Time, 3:20, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. We're brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here comes Ricky Meese.
Well, now we have a right lane blocked on southbound I-15 prior to 3300 South as emergency crews have arrived on the scene of this crash. The vehicles involved are over to the right shoulder. This could start to cause some delays, but right now traffic volumes pretty light in the area for a drive home. But if you're headed southbound on I-15 to Murray and Midvale, that's where it's already starting to get clogged up and slow as you're approaching 7200 South. After that, you're right back to the posted speed from there all the way to Provo. Also some heavy and sometimes slower traffic westbound I-215 South Belt from about 9th East over to State, but we're clear on the rest of your Salt Lake County freeways. Steve?
We're still looking good traveling on both directions of I-15 so far this afternoon. Light traffic between downtown Salt Lake and the Brigham City Airport. Southbound 89, a little busy at Harrison Boulevard, and southbound Foothill Drive starting to fill in there by Foothill Village. When you choose Performance Automotive in Bountiful, you're choosing exceptional service from 4 dealers: Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, Performance Toyota, and Truck Country. See performancebountiful.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. More wet weather to start here. How about 53 today, cloudy skies, and a chance for rain later in the day. 46 showers tomorrow. Snow showers on Thursday, then again on Friday. Temperatures then into the low 40s. We go upper 30s for the weekend, but partly cloudy skies. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. 50 degrees with rain, and we'll check the market close in just a moment.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Imagine it's the final game of the season, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are making a comeback. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Copiers, printers, service, and supplies are just the beginning. Les Olson IT is the premier source for your business's structured cabling, IT, software, telephones, and security systems. We partner with you to find the ideal solution to all of your office technology needs. Tell us your goals and we'll get you there. Find out more at lesolson.com.
Les Olson IT.
You know that feeling? The weather starts getting colder, so you go down to check out the furnace and you look around and think, what am I even looking at? Because you don't know how these things work with all the lights and wires and pipey things. And then you think, I bet those technicians at Whipple went to school for this. Shouldn't they be here looking at my furnace? Whipple that away. Knowing what to look for on your furnace tune-up is my job. Make your problem my problem. Whipple Service Champions. Take advantage of our $27 furnace tune-up at whipplethataway.com.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
The best Valentine's gift ever. A Minky Couture blanket. Save 50% by using promo code KSL50 in stores and online at minkycouture.com. The best Valentine's gift ever.
We're watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Utah First Credit Union. We just got word Ford revenue beat fourth quarter expectations by more than $3 billion. And after a strong 2023, the automaker's predicting a big 24. Traders liked what they saw. Ford stock was up 7% in after-hours trading. Diet drugs pushed Eli Lilly's quarterly earnings beyond market expectations. Their diet drugs, Mounjaro and Zepbound, bumped earnings to more than $2 billion. But the market went, meh, and Eli Lilly stock was down 0.5% today. Go figure. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 141 points. The S&P gained 11. The NASDAQ up 11 points.
If there's a problem during your siding, gutter, or window installation project, most contractors will try to hide it, ignore it, or blame someone else. It's called passing the buck or turning a blind eye, or my favorite, finger pointing. My question is, where is the accountability? Tim Jr. here from RGS Exteriors, and look, sometimes problems just happen, no matter who you hire. Maybe the wrong color siding gets delivered, despite the order being placed perfectly, or maybe a downspout gets cut short. Honestly, it could be anything. At RGS Exteriors, mistakes are rare, but if something goes wrong, I can absolutely, positively, 100% guarantee you we'll never hide it, and we'll never pass the buck. We'll make certain everything turns out right for you. That's people over profits. That's the RGS Exteriors way. For a free estimate on siding, gutters, or windows, call 801-280-3110, rgsexteriors.com, rgsexteriors.com.
Maybe Washington didn't ski. Maybe Lincoln didn't shred. Okay, could be, but I know they'd have no objections to you taking a run in their honor. So get ready. President's Weekend at Bear Lake is simply the best of Utah and the best place to celebrate our president's big days. You'll uncover 3 of the most beautiful cross-country and snowshoeing trails in Utah. Or jump into a snowmobile and catch some awesome trails and over 350 miles of backcountry snowmobiling. No matter how you like your winter sports, Bear Lake is ready, and President's Weekend is the perfect time to celebrate. So pack up the family and play your way. And when you choose President's Day to play in the snow, you'll find family-friendly getaway and lodging deals, too. Start at bearlake.org and learn more about President's Day at Bear Lake. bearlake.org. Lodging, activities, family events, even ice fishing. It's winter at its best, all at Bear Lake. Visit bearlake.org for details. bearlake.org.
Spend your workday with a talk show that makes you feel better about the news.
Dave and Dujanovic.
They have a good dynamic between the two of them.
Sometimes I'll take Dave's side and sometimes I'll take Debbie's side.
They're great.
Dave and Debbie, live from 9 to noon, or podcast the show on the app for KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes, brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
Well, now we're starting to see a little bit of slowdowns that are backing up due to a crash with possible injuries southbound I-15 after 2100 South, but before 33rd South. That right lane is blocked with emergency crews. Then more heavy and slow traffic southbound I-15 at the south interchange to 72nd. Traffic building just a bit westbound on the 201, approaching I-215's west belt. All clear on I-15 in Utah County. Steve?
Hey, we're looking at full speeds on I-15 either way right now. Nothing to slow you down between downtown Salt Lake and Willard Bay. Southbound 89 in South Weber, pretty thick now through Uinta down the hill to I-84, and some slowdowns on southbound Foothill Drive past Foothill Village. The Opera only happens 4 times a year. Treat yourself to a new experience with Utah Opera. Tickets start at $21. Get yours at utahopera.org. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Look for cloudy skies today and a temperature of 53 degrees. There is a chance for showers this afternoon, but predominantly in the evening. Overnight, dipping off to 37, rain showers likely. 46 tomorrow, we've got a chance for rain. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 3:30 at KSL. Jeff Kaplan here, 50 degrees with showers. KSL's top story. Will panic buttons be installed in every single classroom in Utah? It's up to the legislature, and it's just one discussion about school safety today. Let's begin with KSL News Radio's Don Brinkerhoff.
The School Safety Amendments Bill would make significant changes to how we protect students around the Beehive State. One of those changes would add the requirement that a panic alert device that allows for immediate contact with emergency services and law enforcement be added to every classroom across the state. The bill also requires the local education agency, such as a school district or charter school, to ensure law enforcement has access to security cameras. Don Brinkerhoff, KSL News Radio.
For the first time, a parent has been convicted in a mass school shooting. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, a Michigan jury today finding Jennifer Crumbly guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the deaths of 4 students killed by her son Ethan in 2021. Speaking to reporters at the courthouse, Craig Schilling, whose 17-year-old son Justin was killed in the shooting, was asked what he'd say to Jennifer Crumbly if he could.
You wouldn't have to go through any of this if you would have just done your job as a parent.
Jennifer Crumbly now faces up to 60 years in prison. Prosecutors say Crumbly and her husband ignored their son's mental health struggles and provided easy access to the handgun he used in the attack. A federal appeals court has ruled against former President Trump in his federal election interference case, the court ruling unanimously that the former president is not immune from prosecution. ABC's Jonathan Karl has an excerpt from the more than 50-page ruling.
We cannot accept that the office of the presidency places its former occupants above the law for all time thereafter.
Mr. Trump could appeal this decision to the entire D.C. Court of Appeals or directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. And the presidential primary campaign is headed west in Nevada this week, but dueling caucuses and primaries are creating confusion among voters. Democrats vote today for President Biden and a handful of less-known challengers. Now, the president is not expected to face any danger of losing. Republicans are holding their caucuses on Thursday, and former President Trump is expected to win all the state's delegates. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chalaos, KSL News Radio.
Fewer voters in Utah would get mail-in ballots under a bill up for discussion in the legislature.
This bill would stop mail-in ballots from being sent to voters who have not used them for 2 years in a row. Dave Dejanovic spoke with Representative Mark Strong this morning, who says the bill may be changed to only stop mail-in ballots from going to people who don't use them during presidential elections.
I might even substitute the bill to say, hey, you missed a presidential election. You can still vote. You're just not going to receive your mail-in ballot.
He says voters who are removed from receiving the mail-in ballots will still be registered to vote, but they will need to vote in person or request the ballots to be sent to their home again. Alessandra Harris, KSL News Radio.
State lawmakers want to spend $3 million on sexual assault prevention programs across Utah. KSL News Radio's Hugo Ricard-Bell joins us live with more. Hugo?
Jeff, the legislator wants the money for programs to be in places like schools, church groups, or businesses.
So talking about what healthy relationships look like and how we can have those, or maybe what are some warning signs of, hey, this is maybe not so healthy.
Danica Baird works in policy with the Utah Coalition Against Sexual Assault. She says right now 1 in 3 women in the state will experience sexual violence in their lifetime, but less than 1% of the state funding dedicated to the issue is actually dedicated to preventing this statistic.
Most of the money is going to addressing the perpetrators. So what that looks like is our criminal justice system. So, incarceration, walking through the trials, all of that.
About 15% goes to actual victim resources as well, and the funding request has yet to be granted. Reporting live, Hugo Ricard-Bell, KSL News Radio.
Murray police are looking for the hit-and-run driver who killed a bicycle rider last night. This happened at 1100 East, 5600 South, about 7:15 last night. Police are looking for the driver of a blue Toyota hatchback that may have some front-end damage. If you saw anything or see that vehicle, call Murray Police. The family of the bicyclist is asking for privacy. All they'll say is that the victim was a man in his 50s who lived nearby. Is crime really down 32% near the ballpark neighborhood? The police chief says yes, but one community leader says it's complicated. KSL News Radio's Amy Kobabe with the story.
The chair of the Ballpark Community Council, Amy Hawkins, says violent crime is down, like the chief says, but property crime is up. That basically makes for a 0% change when you look at the overall crime in the area. But Hawkins tells KSL's Dave Dejanovic several businesses where crime was flourishing have changed, and that has made a huge difference in just the last few months.
Hawkins says he's optimistic this economic change will last. KSL News Time 3:35 now. First look traffic. Let's get you going. Here's Ricky Meese.
We have this crash on southbound I-15 prior to 33rd South blocking a right lane. And an accident northbound Redwood Road at about 500 North in Salt Lake City, but that one has been moved out of traffic to the shoulder. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
And my minute's on the way. Next.
Are you ready to just take charge of your physical health and well-being? Now's the perfect time to do it, and the best way to do it is with SOTA Weight Loss. SOTA stands for State-of-the-Art Weight Loss. Because it is. It's state-of-the-art. It'll help you deal with all of the challenges that normally go unaddressed when it deals with weight loss. You're going to have your own coach and nutritionist that are going to help you tackle the mental, emotional habits, the behaviors associated that will allow you to let that excess weight go. The pounds and inches fall off. It's amazing. I lost 37 pounds in just 90 days, and now it's been almost 2 full years.
I am still 37 pounds down.
I've never felt better, all through Soda Weight Loss, and I'm not the only one. There's thousands of people across the country with similar results. It puts you in charge and you in control of what your body needs, how you get it, and how you can really thrive. Do it with Soda Weight Loss, as I always say, when it comes to your Soda Weight Loss journey. There's no time to lose, only time to win, so start winning today. Check it out at sodaweightloss.com, SOTAweightloss.com.
Hi friends, Dan the Laptop Man here from PC Laptops. I get a lot of emails from people all the time. Here's one. Dear Dan, I hear your talk about a lifetime service guarantee. Free? Really? Please help me avoid all your fine print and be honest about what free means. You understand that we should be very wary of a free offer. Signed, Skeptical. Hi, Skeptical. I remember 22 years ago when we started PC Laptops and our lifetime service guarantee, people thought it was too good to be true. Well, after a decade, people started believing me a little bit. But it's been 22 years of having the privilege to serve our friends and neighbors like you. Our lifetime service guarantee has become the most trusted warranty in the industry. You can get a brand new PC Laptops desktop computer, and they start at only $29 a month. Check us out at PCLaptops.com. That's PCLaptops.com. Here's to seeing you soon, Skeptical.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Do you believe in karma? Because our story starts with the worst boss in the world. Miles Walker owns an auto repair shop in Georgia. Let's hear from an ex-employee.
He said, "You think you have a bigger than any of the boys? Well, we're going to prove that right now," and decided to de-pants me in the lobby and thought it was funny.
Okay, that's bad. Exhibit B. This former employee describes Mr. Walker's signature move when you got fed up and quit.
Ripping up people's paychecks, their last check, in front of their face and tell them, "Get out of here."
This guy's some piece of work, huh? But the worst came, and you might have heard about this last March. A guy named Andreas Flayton quit and got no final paycheck. When he complained to the U.S. Labor Department, the boss delivered Andreas' paycheck in a wheelbarrow filled with 91,000 oil-soaked
pennies.
This is the employee's wife looking at the wheelbarrow.
Probably $1,000 worth of pennies and a little love note.
It was a 2-word note that prominently featured the letter F.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven.
Now comes the karma, because last week, the New York Times reports the U.S. Labor Department filed a lawsuit against the vindictive boss. See, when you tattle to the Labor Department, revenge is illegal. So now the feds are demanding $36,971 in back wages for at least 8 ex-employees. If you're counting, that's 3,697,100 pennies, which would barely fit into one of those giant dumpsters you rent before you move. But this worst boss in the world better not pull that stunt a second time. With the feds breathing down your neck, it just doesn't make sense.
There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes, brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
Looks like we have a new accident in Magna. This is on the shoulder. It's a crash in both directions of the 21st South Freeway, about 9200 West, so it is out there a bit. And if you are traveling the 201, right now westbound traffic a little busy approaching the West Belt, and again near 7200 West. But heavy and slow southbound I-15 from just after 13th South to almost 33rd South. That's due to a crash that we had prior to 3300 South that had the right lane blocked for just a little while. And then more heavy and slow traffic at the South Interchange to Midvale. Clear after that all the way to Provo. Steve?
We have a new crash on northbound Redwood Road at 5th North in Salt Lake. That's on the right shoulder. Meantime, full speeds on I-15 leaving downtown Salt Lake City into Davis County. Then some pretty good sized backups from Roy up to Riverdale. Southbound 89 also slow from Harrison Boulevard down to I-84. Big O Tires is locally owned and operated in Utah. Now through February 19th, get up to $160 off select sets of tires after mail-in rebate. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Flow is still out of the south. We'll go cloudy skies and a chance for showers the second half today. Highs in the low 50s. Overnight, 37, cloudy skies and some showers. For tomorrow, we got more rain in the forecast. High of 46. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Okay, 50 and raining, but we really don't know what's going to come next with this crazy weather we've been having. You'll want to wake up and listen to Tim and Amanda tomorrow morning. Utah's Morning News, streaming live on KSL News Radio. We're on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. It's 3:42, Tuesday afternoon.
Rain is falling through the mist of sorrow that surrounded me. Let it rain, let it rain, let your love rain down.
They call it a special offer, but I call it an opportunity. The opportunity to insulate your home and seal in the heat. The opportunity to enhance the value of your home with a fresh new look. Whether it's the modern farmhouse look or if you want to go classic and timeless, Advanced Window Products will build you custom window frames with enhanced security features and double pane glass. They'll even put insulation inside the frames themselves to help with your energy bill. And their special offer, $2,500 off on your whole home, 10 windows or more, and you're buying local. The precision-built window frames are created on their production floor right here in Salt Lake City. They build the windows, they install the windows, and they guarantee them for life. So there's no middleman, and you save money on the highest quality windows. Advanced Window Products offers 0% financing or buy now, pay later, plus $2,500 off. Take advantage of the opportunity. 801-850-9100. 801-850-9100 or visit advancedwindowsusa.com.
Hi, this is Doug Wright, and we all loved and grew up with the game. Now you're going to love the show. It's on the stage at Hale Center Theater right now, and it's called Clue. It is so funny, so clever, and I've got to tell you this. I love plays that include slow motion scenes, I'm not kidding you, and even rewind scenes. And if you're looking for the best death scene ever witnessed on the stage, it's waiting for you right now at Hale Center Theater in Clue. But there's so much more coming up in the 2024 season, and that includes Fiddler on the Roof, that's coming up next, Sound of Music, May We All, a country musical, The Time Machine, The Nutty Professor, Aladdin, The Magician's Elephant, and Beauty and the Beast. It's going to be a great season at Hale Center Theater. Go to hct.org to get your season tickets, individual tickets, and of course, gift cards.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath. It's all about time.
3 days or less
at 3-day kitchen and bath.
Do you love your house and hate the thought of assisted living? Whether you're caring for a loved one in your home right now or planning to live independently in the years ahead, call 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. They can completely remodel your old bathroom in just 3 days and back up their work with a 100% satisfaction guarantee on both their quality and craftsmanship. If all you need is a new walk-in tub or easy entry shower to make your life easier, they could do just that for you. Avoid the hassle and stress of remodeling. Check them out on the web at 3daykitchen.com. or call 3-Day Kitchen and Bath for your free design consultation today. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. It's about time.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
KSL News Time 3:45. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
Nicholas Rossi appeared in Utah County Court today and once again denied he was in fact Nicholas Rossi. I'm KSL News Radio's Hugo Ricard-Bell.
Second, the governor was all in on a land swap with the federal government, but he's backing out on a proposal to swap land near Bears Ears National Monument. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
It's a crash with possible injuries in Magna. This is SR 201, the 21st South Freeway, at about 9200 West. You have vehicles in both directions, and they're all over to the shoulder. You can get by. Just keep an eye out for crews at the scene. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
53 today, cloudy skies, and a chance for showers. I'm Matt Johnson.
50 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Republicans in Congress say a compromise bill that combines Ukraine and Israel funding with new immigration restrictions appears to be dead. even though it was co-authored by Republicans. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer accused Republicans of cowering to former President Trump.
Leader McConnell and the Republican conference did a 180-degree reversal. They were quaking at the knees at the fear of Donald Trump.
Schumer said he still plans to hold a vote on the bill tomorrow. A spokesman for Donald Trump says the former president will appeal today's unanimous decision from the D.C. Circuit Court that ruled that Trump does not have presidential immunity and can be put on trial for trying to stay in power after losing the 2020 election. Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of Michigan school shooter Ethan Crumbley, found guilty of involuntary manslaughter today. Prosecutors say she had it in her power to prevent that shooting. This is ABC News.
And now the in-depth on KSL. Lawyers for Ralph Menzies say he's not competent to be put to death because of his dementia. Now the state is saying they'd like more evaluation. KSL legal analyst Greg Skordas joined Utah's Noon News with Maria Chaleos today to walk us through the process.
Utah law says that a person cannot be executed if they're incompetent to be executed, which Utah code defines as due to a mental condition, the inmate is unaware of either the punishment he is about to receive or why he is about to receive it. So, yeah, the appeals have all run their course in terms of his guilt, in terms of his culpability, in terms of any errors that occurred in the trial. But now we're dealing with his current mental state and whether or not he's even competent to understand what's going on.
His attorneys have said that he's not competent to stand, to be executed. But why is the state wanting further evaluation?
Well, the state wants to go a little bit deeper. His attorneys have said that he's incompetent, but that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't appreciate the conduct that's going on here, that appreciate that the execution is about to occur. So the state said, look, we don't doubt what your experts are saying, but we want two independent doctors to come in and evaluate Ralph Menzies, neither of whom work with him at the prison, neither of whom know him from having dealt with him in a doctor-patient environment, and for them to come in and objectively tell the court, yes, he does understand what's about to happen, or he doesn't. And let's just get a new medical expert to come in and give us that decision instead of his own personal doctors.
Is there some sort of time frame? I mean, how much time would this competency evaluation add?
The judge has put this on a fast track, Maria. The judge has said we need to get this solved pretty quickly because you could assume that if he is suffering from some dementia, it's probably progressing, and he could be worse a year from now than he is today. So we don't know, but I think the judge is moving this on a fast track. I think these doctors will come in and do this evaluation probably within the next 30 days.
Ralph Menzies has been on death row for 37 years. KSL News Time 3:49. Now, your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. We're brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
We do have some leftover slowdowns from an earlier accident southbound I-15 stretching from 1300 almost to 3300 south. And again, the usual busy and slow traffic prior to 7200 South Midvale. If you are exiting from I-15 to go westbound on 114th South, it is bogged down between the freeway and Redwood Road. Also, some heavy and slow traffic on the 201. This is westbound from about 9th West to the West Belt. And then again, we have the crash with vehicles on the shoulder in both directions at about 9200 West in Magna. You are all clear, both directions of I-15 in Utah County. Steve?
Well, Salt Lake City PD still working a crash on northbound Redwood Road at 5th North on the right shoulder. No issues, though, on northbound 15 leaving from downtown into Davis County with some traffic bunching up a bit there from Clearfield up to 5600 South and Roy. Southbound Highway 89 still really packed in already from Harrison Boulevard down to I-84. And slowdowns on southbound Foothill between Wacara Way and 21st South. Prioritize your marriage and celebrate your relationship. Celebrate with a virtual date at the Utah Marriage Celebration Friday, February 9th. Register at StrongerMarriage.com. That's StrongerMarriage.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast starts off on the wet side. We'll take the water. 53 today. Cloudy skies and a chance for showers for the second half. 46 tomorrow. Rain showers likely. We're looking at snow showers on Thursday. 41 down to 40 on Friday. Snow showers still in the forecast. Things clear out on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, 39, 37 for Super Bowl Sunday and partly cloudy skies. We'll go 40, partly cloudy on Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Right now, 50 degrees in Salt Lake City, and the rain continues across the wild, wild west. It's 3:51.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
She's so mean, but I don't care. I love her eyes and her wild, wild hair. Dance to the beat that we like best. Heading for the 90s, living in the wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. Wild west. Oh, wild west. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone.
So what if I need a new one?
No problem. We have the right battery for your car, starting at only $89.99.
Get in the zone.
And what about my old battery?
We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At Granger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Lagoon is looking for ride maintenance technicians. Lagoon offers excellent mechanical training programs with amazing career opportunities. Ride maintenance technician position is full-time and year-round. Details, visit lagoonpark.com/jobs.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 50 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Prepaid card offer requires premium internet.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life. So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt! Yeah!
We're watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Utah First Credit Union. Spotify narrowed its losses last quarter. The company lost about $75 million. Not bad when you consider last year the loss was $250 million. Spotify stock was up nearly 4.5% on the news today. The founder of WeWork wants his company back. Adam Newman was ousted after WeWork stumbled in 2019. Now the company's bankrupt, a colossal failure, and Newman wants to buy it back. The current board's response is, "Hello, Newman. No way." On Wall Street today, the Dow is up 141 points at 38,521. The S&P up 11. The NASDAQ also up 11 points. Time now for Cougar Tracks. Here's KSL Sports BYU insider Mitch Harper.
The 21st-ranked BYU basketball team is gearing up for a rare matchup against the Oklahoma Sooners. It's the first time since 1992 that the Cougars are squaring off against OU. first visit to Norman since 1986. Even though he hasn't faced BYU before, Sooners head coach Porter Moser sees BYU as one of the best teams in the country.
They run as good an offense. They're 7th in the net, but they're also, defensively, they're also in the top 25. They're good on both ends. They're an elite team. They're a team that can make, after watching a lot of teams on tape this year, they're a team that can make a deep, deep run in this tournament because they guard and they shoot and they're older and they run phenomenal offense.
BYU versus Oklahoma tips off tonight at 6 p.m. with pregame coverage beginning at 5 right here on KSL. With Cougar Tracks, I'm Mitch Harper on your legacy home of the BYU Cougars, KSL News Radio.
Brought to you by Central Bank's CB Vault, Utah's help center for startups and entrepreneurs. Visit cbutah.com.
Are you a startup, entrepreneur, or business owner looking for funding? Look no further than Central Bank's CB Vault, Utah's help center for startups and entrepreneurs. CB Vault understands the unique challenges faced by business owners. CB Vault is here to help you start, grow, or thrive with a dedicated help center for startups and entrepreneurs, providing personalized financial solutions, networking, and guidance for every step of the way. With a range of services tailored for startups and small businesses and expert financial advice to flexible loan options, CB Vault helps you get funding and allows you to keep your equity. Whether you're seeking funding, planning expansion, or navigating the financial landscape, CB Vault's team of experts is ready to assist you in turning your vision into reality. Don't let financial barriers hold you back. Central Bank's CB Vault is here to unlock your business potential. Visit CB Vault today at cbutah.com. Central Bank, voted best bank in Utah Valley. Strong, local, secure. Since 1891. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Getting help with electrical repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
The recent spring preview was nice.
Temperatures extra warmer in the 50s again today.
But it is February.
Snow showers at the valley floor on Friday.
When winter makes a comeback, come here.
We have you covered.
With traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s.
On KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes were brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Ricky, what's going on?
We have a new accident. This time it's in Utah County, and this is going to be southbound on I-15, just north of 1400 North Springville, but it is out of traffic over to the right shoulder. And then for those who are in the Magna area, be aware of the accident with vehicles to the left and right shoulders in both directions. SR 201, 9200 West. Heavy and slow southbound I-15 between downtown and 33rd South. Steve?
We're still looking good on northbound I-15, leaving from downtown Salt Lake into Davis County. Got delays, though, from Clearfield up to Roy. And a slow go on southbound 89 in South Weber between Harrison Boulevard and I-84. Now's the time for a gorgeous new home. A Nilsson home. Beautiful move-in ready townhomes to Rambler communities. Maintenance free for all life stages. See what's new for you at nilssonhomes.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Occasional rain is expected over. We're going toward a low of 37 degrees for tomorrow. Yup. Rain showers, the high 42. Some snow for Thursday and Friday, not much accumulation.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 4 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplan, 50 degrees, and we have rain. KSL's top story. A man extradited to Utah from Scotland on rape charges showed up in court today, but he's claiming he's not their guy.
I'm not Nicholas Rossi.
I'm not Nicholas Rossi, the rape suspect once again insisting it. KSL News Radio's Hugo Ricard-Bell sat in the hearing and joins us live. Hugo?
Jeff, Nicholas Rossi appeared in court for all of 5 minutes. He was wearing an oxygen mask, and as you heard, just promptly he denied that he was Nicholas Rossi as soon as he was given the chance to speak. His attorney says Rossi hasn't paid him yet, so the judge ordered them to come back to court next month for the next steps in this case. The 36-year-old is facing rape charges in both Utah and Salt Lake County, and the judge dismissed a sexual battery charge in a procedural move today. Reporting live, Hugo Ricard-Bell, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 4:01. The state is now seeking independent testing to see if death row inmate Ralph Menzies is really suffering from dementia, and if so, how advanced it might be. KSL News Radio's Jessica Lowell with details.
State prosecutors have filed a petition for the court to appoint 2 mental health experts in Ralph Menzies' case. 2 weeks ago, Menzies' lawyers argued that he shouldn't be executed because he no longer understands why he'd be put to death. Prosecutors say his lawyers filed a petition that didn't include enough documentation of his condition. They want new doctors involved, and they want all of their interviews with Menzies recorded. Menzies has been on death row for 37 years. Jessica Lowell, KSL News Radio.
Federal investigators say 4 bolts were completely missing from the door plug that blew out of a Boeing plane mid-flight last month. The preliminary probe is finished into the Boeing jetliner mishap. Investigators believe those bolts were missing before the plane took off from Portland. Pilots were forced to make a harrowing emergency landing with a hole in the side of the plane. The Senate Majority Leader isn't giving up on a bipartisan border deal. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, Senator Chuck Schumer says Republicans have flipped their position out of fear of former President Trump.
First, they say they can't pass Ukraine funding without border provisions. Now, they can't pass Ukraine funding with border provisions.
Schumer says they will keep at it. He promises a first vote tomorrow. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with leaders in Qatar today in hopes of reaching a deal to secure the release of hostages in Gaza. In a news conference alongside Qatar's Prime Minister, Blinken said Hamas has responded to the latest proposal.
We're reviewing that response now, and I'll be discussing it with the government of Israel tomorrow.
Blinken says a lot of work is still needed for the two sides to reach an agreement. It's raining again in Southern California, where officials say that a year's worth of rain has fallen in just the past few days. LA Fire Chief Kristen Crowley urging people to remain vigilant.
As the storm continues to impact our city, do not let your guard down. We advise residents to exercise caution if they must venture out.
The saturated ground has created conditions for landslides with more than 300 so far. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
UDOT is spending less money plowing snow this winter, which could leave more money for other projects.
In a typical winter, UDOT spends about $27 million to plow and salt the roads. Last year, though, they spent $42 million.
It was an everyday type situation out there.
UDOT spokesperson John Gleason says since plowing snow and filling potholes and other safety concerns are always going to come first, they had to put off some of the non-essential projects like drainage work to keep water off the roads and trimming vegetation off the side of the road. However, this year they might have a chance to catch up on some of those projects since they've spent about 15% less on snow removal compared to what they normally do coming out of January. But of course, it is far from a done deal.
There's a lot of winter left, and those things can change in a hurry.
Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 4:04 on Tuesday afternoon. The governor is backing a new resolution to keep Utah in control over Bears Ears, the national monument. KSL News Radio's Claire Scott reports.
The resolution essentially rejects a land trade of Bears Ears National Monument from Utah to the federal government. Representative Casey Snyder says that Utah would do a much better job managing these lands. In an ex-post, Governor Spencer Cox supports this idea, saying if the federal government took over the monument, its restrictive management plan would harm recreational access, grazing, and other traditional public uses of the land. Claire Scott, KSL News Radio.
If you're dreading an upcoming passport renewal, Senator Mike Lee has some good news. He was on Inside Sources today and talked about a special passport fair coming to Utah next week. At these fairs, Utahns can get expedited free passport services.
We do our best to keep up with the demands, but having these folks locally, even for a week, it can be a big benefit.
There will be 5 fairs across the state running from the 13th in Ogden through the 17th. KSL News Time 4:05. So the trip home, we have first look traffic. Here's Ricky Meese.
Northbound I-15 getting a little busy and slow as you go from Clearfield up to Riverdale Road. But it's Highway 89 that's already jam-packed this afternoon. Southbound from the Walmart down to the I-84 junction. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
My minute's on the way next. Stay right here.
Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help. I'm Jason Erskine with American Home Loans, and we have created the Bridge Loan Program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The bridge loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlement, or just simply improve your property. Give us a call at 801-262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. During COVID, one of our clients had over $85,000 on credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. We were able to save them $2,000 a month, and after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and improved their situation. Look, the consultation is free. Please let us see what we can do for you. Call 801-262-2221. That's 801-262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. That's AmericanHomeLoans.com.
NMLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
Sometimes when our furnace stops working, it's something simple we can fix ourselves, if we only knew how. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and the next time your furnace stops working, before you call a company out to fix it, try this first. Go shut the furnace down and make sure your air filter is clean. Go around the house and make sure the vents are open and there's nothing blocking the return air. If it's been a while since you've changed the batteries in your thermostat, go ahead and do that too. Then go turn the furnace back on, and if it stays on, you're probably good. If it stops working again, you're probably going to want a technician to check it out. If you don't know one, Any Hour Services has a special offer for any homeowners listening. One of our HVAC technicians will diagnose and troubleshoot your furnace for only $29. Then they'll explain what they found and present you with repair options. And don't worry, our technicians service all brands. Call Any Hour Services and let them know you heard about this $29 troubleshooting special on the radio. 801-443-7400. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Are you my type? Well, you're someone's blood type. ARUP Blood Services needs you today. Sign up to donate blood at visitutahblood.org.
A legacy of news and information going back generations.
I'll have the radio on. I learned that from my mom. She's listened to KSL her whole life, and I grew up listening to KSL radio too.
I really enjoy listening in the morning.
We have you covered at KSL News Radio.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. It's staggering. Do you know how many young people want to be social media influencers? According to a survey by Morning Consult, 86% of people ages 13 through 38 want to get paid to post stuff and call it their career. 86%, almost everybody. So you see the problem. If everybody's an influencer, there's nobody left to influence. Plus, it's hard work. By the numbers, Adobe reports 14 million Americans make money off their posts. Each and every one of them is constantly coming up with new ways to grow their audience. It's kind of like, I got it. I know. We'll live in an RV. We'll buy costumes for the dogs and reenact the sound of music. Yeah. That's exactly what 49-year-old Rachel Johnson did. And now at the tax deadline, she's trying to convince the IRS the dog costumes for Fruity Cake and Peanut Brickle are legit deductions. Tommy King of St. Augustine, Florida, makes Fortnite videos. This guy spent $1,000 in real money buying virtual outfits for his avatar. The IRS said okay. Imaginary clothing is a legitimate business expense because Tommy makes a good living playing Fortnite. He's living the dream and he has the receipts to prove it. Literally, you got to save them to get the deduction. So think about it. These 16-year-olds.
I am 16 going on 17.
Sorry, these 16 going on 17-year-olds have accountants and work their tails off. The job is to make it look easy. The 86% of you who dream of being an influencer don't realize it's a business like any other. You gotta work to make the
dough.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Okay, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. We're brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
Some slowdowns southbound I-15 between 1300 and 3300 south. And again at the south interchange through Midvale. If you're northbound on I-15, we do have traffic that's heavy and slow. This is going to be just after 33rd South, transitioning to go eastbound on I-80. And then the 201 seeing some slowdowns with busy traffic westbound. That's Redwood Road over to the West Belt. And again, passing 5600 West. Mark?
Earlier wreck that wasn't attracting too much attention already. Southbound I-15 through Provo has just pulled away. Don't see any unusual slowdowns on the freeway. I-15 in Utah County. Good KSL travel times between Provo and Lehigh. The usual sluggish volume through West Valley on the Big 3 west side. Mountain View 5600 west and Bangerter Highway. SR 36 has a few spots of sluggish volume. Lake Point down Main Street to Willa. Steve.
No issues to slow you down if you're on northbound I-15. Leaving from downtown Salt Lake City into Davis County, got good speeds until you hit about Clearfield. Then you're on the brakes in spots up to Roy. In South Weber, southbound 89 clogged up. Coming down the hill there between Harrison Boulevard and I-84. And we have scattered slow spots on southbound Foothill between Wacara Way and 21st South. Is the IRS harassing you? Are tax problems ruining your life? Let Utah tax attorney Jordan Wilcox help. Visit TaxHelpUT.com. That's TaxHelpUT.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Flow is still out of the south. We'll go cloudy skies and a chance for showers the second half today. Highs in the low 50s. Overnight, 37, cloudy skies and some showers. For tomorrow, we got more rain in the forecast. High of 46. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
We're at 50 degrees right now in Salt Lake City. You know, we take running water for granted, but not in Bountiful today. We'll bring you the latest where there's been no water. We're streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com. We're on the app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. It's 412.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Tim Jr. here from RGS Exteriors. And did you know that we get a bunch of service calls per year from people who didn't even hire us? That means they originally hired someone else to replace their siding, gutters, and windows. Then later, when a problem popped up, they tried to call their contractor back to fix it, only to find out that the contractor has ceased to exist. They're gone, done, out of business. At RGS Exteriors, we've been serving Utah for 70 years. As a fifth-generation owned contractor, we've got customers who are the grandkids of our customers we had in the 1950s and 60s. We're not going anywhere. We will be here when you need us, period. For siding, gutters, and windows, now and forever, call RGS Exteriors at 801-280-3110 or visit at rgsexteriors.com. That's 801-280-3110 or rgsexteriors.com.
Okay, that's good. Whoa, Dave!
Sorry, I'll go grab some paper towels. You can't let Dave pour things. He works at JCW's. They fill stuff up past the brim over there, like their milkshakes. They're thick, rich, and oh my gosh.
Delicious?
Oh no, Dave's filling up Crystal's car for her.
Dave, stop!
Hey, this is Clark for JCW. Stop into any of our 5 locations today. We're located in American Fork, Thanksgiving Point, Provo, South Jordan, and our new location in Harriman. Come in and see why at JCW's we believe in quality and a lot of it.
For a limited time, open a 9-month certificate from Cyprus Credit Union and get 5.6% APY. Learn more at a branch or visit cypruscu.com.
KSL News Time 4:15. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
a bill before the Utah legislature would mandate panic buttons be installed in all Utah classrooms. I'm KSL News Radio's Don Brinkerhoff.
Second, UDOT hasn't spent nearly as much money plowing snow so far this winter, and if it stays that way, it could open the door to them doing more work they put off last year after the historic winter. Third, Our biggest traffic trouble spot.
A new accident in Farmington. This is a crash southbound on the West Davis Highway at 950 North Farmington, but it is out of traffic over to the right shoulder, so not causing any delay. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Another round of storminess moving through the state. I'm Kevin Eubank.
50 with rain at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now, our top national stories.
From ABC News. I'm Daria Albinger. A test vote is set for this week on a bipartisan Senate package that ramps up border security and provides funding for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. But House Republicans say it is dead on arrival. So did Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell misread his conference?
I followed the instructions of my conference, who were insisting that we tackle this in October. I mean, it's actually our side that wanted to tackle the border issue. We started.
President Biden says there's too much at stake.
It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine, to make it clear to the American people that you work for them, not for anyone else.
The bill would, among other things, make it more difficult for people to apply for asylum. The House is expected to vote tonight on impeachment articles against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
This is not about policy differences. We certainly object to Secretary Mayorkas' policies, but this goes far deeper.
Homeland Security Committee Chair Mark Green. A federal appeals court has ruled former President Trump is not immune from prosecution and he can face trial on charges that he plotted to overturn the results of the 2020 election. A landmark verdict in Michigan.
Guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. That's the verdict a Michigan jury delivered against Jennifer Crumbly for gross neglect and failing in her duty as a parent before her son Ethan shot and killed 4 students in 2021 at Oxford High School in Michigan.
It is your choice to have a child, and you cannot choose to not take care of your child. You cannot choose to not nurture your child.
Craig Schilling's 17-year-old son, Justin, was among the 4 victims at Oxford High killed. Jennifer Crumbly faces sentencing in April and could get up to 15 years in prison. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
There are Democratic and Republican primaries today in Nevada, and on Thursday, a GOP caucus. You're listening to ABC News.
And now the KSL in-depth water is running again in Bountiful. Joining me live is the director of the Bountiful City Water Department, a very relieved Craig Christensen. Thanks for joining us. How many people were impacted when the water stopped running to taps for 24 hours?
Yeah, so there was actually, on that section, we only had 7 homes that were out of water.
So that's not so bad, but there were more people impacted across the community, right?
That is correct.
So
we actually had this main come in yesterday morning about 7:10. So when we got the call, and then we had 2 more that came in while we were still working on that one.
So it's
we had 3 total.
The community was springing leaks sort of all over the place, or were they right nearby each other?
They were all over the city.
That's a lot to have to deal with and send your crews around. So it took 24 hours. What did they have to do?
So the crew that was up there working all night long was making repairs, and then when we'd actually charge the main back up, we'd find another leak. So during the charging process, the older main had some weak spots, and they were showing when we were charging.
Is the charging process, does that put a lot of pressure in through the pipes?
So we charge it slow, but when there's air and there's already the pipe that has some weak spots in it, you find those.
So are we done with this, or is there a possibility that you might see more leaks springing up in the next day or two?
There shouldn't be any coming up anytime soon, but there's always the possibility that, it's the time of year for main lines to happen, and we see a few of them here in Bountiful, but other cities as well. So
I'll bet you some of your work crews could use some sleep at this point, right?
Yeah, they went home about 2 hours ago, and hopefully they're sleeping. So,
okay, the water's running.
Well-deserved.
No boil advisories. Everybody can just go ahead and use it.
Yeah, correct. We make sure that we adhere to the flushing standards of the AWWA or APWA, and so we don't have to have any of those problems.
So there's the happy ending, and thanks for joining us. Craig Christensen, a relieved director of Bountiful City Water. We appreciate you coming on. KSL News Time, 4:20. Let's cover the trip now. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. We're brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
On I-15 in Salt Lake County, it is still just a little busy southbound at 2100 South, but most of your slowdowns are waiting for you from Murray, passing 45th South, almost to 90th South, Sandy. Also slow, this is westbound on the 201, 9th West to the West Belt, and again, as you're passing 5600 West. Mark?
See where you're dipping slightly in speeds in Utah County right now on southbound I-15, right about Pleasant Grove, but really I-15 does look nice heading into Utah County this afternoon. I see a little bit of a pushback Pioneer Crossing, heading from the freeway. Redwood Road looks good from Bluffdale. Bangor, no complaints except for up north coming from California Avenue. I see those delays southbound to SR 201. Steve.
Northbound 15 rolling along at normal speeds, leaving from downtown into Davis County. Do have delays from Clearfield up to Roy. UHP clearing probably our first crash on the brand new West Davis Highway in Farmington on the southbound side at 950 North. That's on the right shoulder. In South Weber, southbound 89 clogged up between Harrison Boulevard and I-84, and we have slowdowns on southbound Foothill between Wacara Way and 21st South. Experience classical music hits through a new lens. Utah Symphony's Masterworks magnified performances feature themed and fun-filled concert events. Learn more at utahsymphony.org. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Kevin, I have to admit, every few minutes I look out the window to see if it's raining again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. And it is going to start raining here in the next hour or so. We've had a few light rain showers in Salt Lake City, but it's going to really fill in later on this evening. So we're going to see scattered rain overnight and into the day tomorrow. Moderate rain throughout the morning and early afternoon tomorrow, and that's where the bulk of the precipitation will occur. We're looking at a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in the valleys along the Wasatch Front. All the while, the mountains continue to get the snow. It's snowing moderately down at places like Bryce Canyon and Eagle Point Ski Resort down at Bryan Head in southern Utah. And we're going to kick the snow back up going in the mountains of northern Utah tonight through the day tomorrow. It'll be a rain event through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, some colder air moves in, Jeff, and that's going to convert things over to snow. Pretty wimpy. Valleys, 1 inch, maybe 2 out of those 2 days as temperatures fall back into the 30s. It all dries out, and it looks pretty good for the weekend. Partly cloudy, but colder, highs in the upper 30s.
Sounds like some easy shoveling there. Thanks a lot, Kevin. 48 degrees in Salt Lake City. KSL News Time, 4:23.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
When you crash your car, you get it fixed. When your computer crashes, you get a new one. But what will you do if you've been saving in a 401k or an IRA and the market crashes? If you're in your 30s or 40s, you'll be just fine. But if you're in or near retirement, you could be in trouble. Mike Stevens and his team at Capital Wealth Advisors are here to help. They can run a risk analysis to see if you're too heavily invested in the market. Don't let the ups and downs of Wall Street control you or your retirement dreams. Call 801-210-5500 today to schedule your risk analysis with Mike Stevens and the team at Capital Wealth Advisors. That's 801-210-5500. Crashes happen. Question is, are you ready? Capital Wealth Advisors, 801-210-5500. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Advisory services offered through Capital Wealth Advisors, LLC, a state of Utah registered investment advisor.
Would you like to be part of an important research study and receive up to $550? The Beehive study at the University of Utah is comparing how well 2 different FDA-authorized booster vaccines protect people against COVID-19. You can decide to get a booster or not and still participate. By joining the Beehive study, you'll have the chance to receive up to $550 for completing activities such as weekly COVID tests and brief surveys about your health. Call 801-203-0320 or email beehivestudy@utah.edu to learn more. You can also visit the study website at www.beehivestudy.com.
The best Valentine's gift ever. A Minky Couture blanket. Save 50% by using promo code KSL50 in stores and online at minkycouture.com. The best Valentine's gift ever.
We're watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Utah First Credit Union. On Wall Street today, the Dow was up 141 points at 38,521. The S&P gained 11. The NASDAQ was also up 11 points.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life. So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt! Yeah!
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever. Ooma. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
It's the question that's been on everybody's mind, and it's about to be answered. When will Gillette Heating and Air offer plumbing services?
You want to know?
Yeah! The answer is now. To celebrate, Gillette is offering a free tankless water heater when you buy a high-efficiency heating and cooling system. For a limited time while supplies last, call Gillette today for heating, AC, and now plumbing. Call 385-GET-HEAT.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
Hey folks, it's Doug and Kathy with Window World.
Doug, can you believe it's been 20 years?
What's been 20 years?
Well, since we opened our first Window World store.
That is amazing. Our motto today is the same: quality products, professionally installed, backed up by our awesome warranty.
And our team shares those very same values.
Come see us today. We have stores in Murray and Spanish Fork for your convenience.
Experience the Window World difference. Call 801-281-8111 or visit windowworldutah.com.
And we promise no baloney.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9's, brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents a gallon. Here's Ricky Meese.
Slow down southbound I-15, Murray almost to Sandy, and that starts at 4500 South. Westbound on the 21st South Freeway, heavy and slow from 9th West almost to Bangerter Highway. Mark?
You got a couple of west side jams, and they're really rush hour related. Mountain View SR 201 to 3500 South, California Avenue to SR 201, worst of the drive on Bangerter Highway. I-15 in Utah County sluggish already at Pleasant Grove Boulevard. Steve.
Northbound 15 starting to fill in just a bit now between downtown Salt Lake and North Salt Lake. Davis County delays between Layton and Roy. UHB clearing up that crash on the new Davis Highway. That's in Farmington on the southbound side at 950 North on the right shoulder. And for South Weber drivers, slow and go southbound 89 between Harrison Boulevard and I-84. Find out more about how your kitchen or bath can be the kitchen or bath of your dreams in just 3 days. Just visit 3daykitchen.com. That's 3daykitchen.com. Steve Carlson at the KSL Traffic Center.
Plenty of clouds today and mild temperatures. We've been in the mid-50s, but the rain will pick up again tonight and continue into the day on Wednesday. Overnight low of 37, afternoon high of 44. Snow will move in for Thursday and Friday as the cold air mixes that rain over to valley snow. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 4:30 at KSL. Jeff Kaplan here, 48 degrees. Showers dot the area. KSL's top story. Classrooms could get panic buttons like the ones in banks. It's all up to the legislature. One of two conversations today about school safety. Let's begin with details from KSL News Radio's Don Brinkerhoff.
The bill sponsored by Representative Ryan Wilcox makes several changes to security protocols in Utah schools. One of those changes adds panic alert devices and training in the appropriate use of those devices to every classroom throughout the state. But the bill does not specify where the money to pay for those devices would come from.
Under the bill, police would also have access to school security cameras. In Oxford, Michigan, a jury has made an historic ruling on the 2021 mass school shooting. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, the jury finding Jennifer Crumbly guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the deaths of 4 students killed by her son Ethan in 2021. Speaking to reporters at the courthouse, Craig Schilling, whose son Justin was killed in that shooting, said that he's ready to shift focus to the next trial.
It's not really a good feeling. It's not really about winning or losing. It's about, making it apparent that, this has to stop.
The shooter's father is expected to go on trial in a few weeks on similar charges. A federal appeals panel rules former President Trump is not immune from facing criminal charges in his election interference case. In a unanimous decision, the panel saying that he can face prosecution. ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl says there is no clear precedent in this case.
No former president has ever actually argued that a president is immune from criminal prosecution. So this, in a way, did need to be resolved by the courts.
Mr. Trump could appeal this decision to the entire D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals or directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. And the U.S. House voting right now on impeachment articles against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The House debating the impeachment articles this afternoon ahead of the vote. Here's Democratic House Homeland Security Ranking Member Benny Thompson on the floor.
What is happening here today is a travesty. It's an affront to the United States Constitution.
Republicans claim Mayorkas isn't following immigration laws at the border. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
You could stop automatically receiving a mail-in ballot every election if a new bill is passed by the legislature. KSL News Radio's Alessandra Harris reports.
To prevent mail-in ballots from being thrown in the trash, this new bill